I agree, I agree, I agree, I agree. Yep, that's four agreements. Howdy, y'all. Robert from Texas here, and the book I'm with today is The Four Agreements, a Toltec Wisdom book by Don Miguel Ruiz, a practical guide to personal freedom. So, you guys, a book like this, first off, right off the bat, it struck me as a new age type of book because when I first heard about the title, The Four Agreements, and it was through a friend of mine who said that she enjoyed the book and that she felt as if every paragraph had some sort of a nugget of wisdom that she could apply to her life. But when I heard the title, though, The Four Agreements, automatically I'm thinking it's a new age kind of a book, a very book that's heavy to spiritualism or something like that. And I'm not opposed to those kind of books. It's just that's not something I gravitate towards. And I don't think people who like these kinds of books are weird or anything like that. And I'm not opposed to this information either. It's just not something I normally typically read. Now, having said that, there is some stuff in here that you can actually use in your personal life. So I came into this book thinking that maybe it's going to be a really heavy spiritual book, but I didn't want to go into it with any kind of assumption. I tried. Because my friend really enjoyed the book, and she felt like she got so much wealth out of it that I wanted to see what I could get out of it. And although the book really does kind of have a little bit of that, what I would call new age spiritual type of feel to it, it's not that bad, it's not that pervasive. And like I said, there really is some good stuff in here that you can actually learn from. So this book is a Toltec wisdom book, and what the Toltec are, who they were, was a group of people who actually had these kinds of teachings that lived in Mexico thousands and thousands of years ago. And Don Miguel Ruiz, he's actually a descendant from those people. Now, what's an agreement? Well, an agreement is something that you basically say to yourself, something that you believe, something that you told yourself how to behave, how to act. Basically, it's your personality. And these are things that we learned when we were kids. We were told how to behave and told what to believe. And we believed it, so that became our agreement. Now, there's actually way more than just four agreements. There's actually a lot of them. But Don Miguel Ruiz is saying that these first four agreements are the most powerful ones. Number one is to be impeccable with your word. Number two is to don't take anything personally. Number three, don't make assumptions. And number four, to always do your best. The first one, be impeccable with your word, he says that it's the most important one, but it's also the hardest one to implement because our words are actually really powerful things. There's a force behind the words that we use. They're the force that we use to communicate and how we think, and it's all through words. And words can really be destructive, but also can be creative. You can actually build someone up by using your words and also tear them down. And also, you can tear yourself up and build yourself up just by using your words. For example, you could say something like, I wish I were smart, but I must be stupid because then why did I do what I just did? And then you start to believe things like that. And that's just through your words alone. So being impeccable with your words, though, is that you're going to take responsibility for your actions, but that you're not going to judge yourself or blame yourself. Yeah, maybe you did do something that wasn't very smart. You'll fix it. You'll correct it. You'll take responsibility for it. But you're not going to judge yourself for it. You're not going to label yourself. You're learning, or you'll learn from it. So words have that creative power. There's those things that you can actually create just by using your words. You can manifest anything into your life by using your words. Second thing, don't take anything personally. If somebody does call you stupid and then you take it personally, it's because then you start believing it. You start, yeah, maybe I am stupid. You start to believe that what they're saying is the truth. You start to agree with it. And in reality, it's when someone does call you stupid, it's just the way that's how they see the world. That's how they're perceiving all the information in their world. And you don't have to take it personally because you don't need their acceptance. So don't take anything personally. Number three, don't make assumptions. So the problem with assumptions is that we think they're the truth. We're assuming something. We misunderstand something, and then we start taking it personally, and then we start creating a bunch of other drama. Like I think about sometimes someone says good morning to you, but they didn't sound very good morning to you. They sounded something really bad about that morning. They just didn't feel right. And then you start thinking, gosh, was it because something I forgot to do? Was it something that I didn't say correctly? Was it their birthday? And you start making all these assumptions and you start creating all this drama. And we're afraid to ask for clarification, so we just make these assumptions. Because we see what we want to see and we hear what we want to hear. And we have agreed that if people love us, then they should know how we think and how we feel. We just don't ask questions, we just make assumptions. Number 4, always do your best. Which is really just about taking action, right? Doing your best. And your best is never going to be the same from moment to moment. Are you at your best when you wake up early in the morning, when you're nice and refreshed, or are you at your best when you're at night, we're getting ready to go to sleep? It's always going to be different. Because it depends on how you're feeling. And it doesn't matter if you're sick or tired, as long as you're doing your best, you can't blame yourself because you really are trying. You're doing your best. So when it comes to taking action, it's like he says in the book, doing action just for the sake of doing the action. People work their 9-to-5 jobs, and a lot of people, they work just for that paycheck, just so that they can spend it when it comes to the weekend. And they're not really caring about their job. They just want that paycheck so they can go live it up on the weekend. But if you go into your work with any kind of an assumption, then you're going to sit there and concentrate and focus on what it is that you're doing just for the sake of doing a good job, doing what you are right at that moment. Which is one of the reasons why I really like having an online business, because it's getting away from the 9-to-5 job, and I'm in a situation where I'm doing what I want to do because I want to do, not because I have to. And when you're doing your best, you're going to learn from your mistakes, and you're not going to judge yourself. You're not going to blame yourself because you're learning, because you're doing your best. So those are the 4 agreements in the book. And like the book mentions, there is a lot more of agreements, but these 4 are the ones that are most important. And although I would classify this book as a New Age book, it really doesn't feel like it that much. I don't know how to express what I mean by a New Age book. It's almost as if New Age books to me are just poetic, and they're just flowery words or something like that. And it's not quite like that in this book. There is practical information, and if you could take yourself aside from thinking about that this is a New Age book, you will gain knowledge and you will learn new insights into your life. So guys, check it out. Please comment below if you guys read the book or are planning on reading the book, and let's talk about the book. Remember to like and subscribe to this channel, and I hope you guys are having a good day, and we'll talk later. Bye for now.